My name is Maja Braun, and I am the head of the Kids and Youth Department at public broadcaster BNNVARA. And we create content centered on social relevance and social equality. It's quite funny. We didn't have a children's target market for a long time. We used to produce only one, sometimes two children programs for more than 40 years. And it wasn't until recently that we focus more on children programming. So now it's my job to broaden our scope, which I'm very happy with. Our target audience is from 7 years up. We mainly produce live action programs. And what works very well for us is family viewing and reality television. Of course, I think we have many, many superpowers, but I will name two of them. And one has to do with who we are as Dutch people, because we are known and seen as friendly and informal, but we're also being accused of being too direct and a little bit blunt. And to be honest, so are our children. So they are cheeky, they are very assertive, and they can voice their needs very well. And we take them serious, and we want to fulfill their needs. So what we make sure of is that our content always consists of a few specific points. First of all, it has to have humor in it. We think that with humor, you can tell everything, and kids just love to see things that they can laugh about. So that's a very important thing for us. Guts, we don't avoid any subjects. We talk about divorce, sexuality, loneliness, you name it. We think that you should be able to discuss everything with children, and also don't avoid words, don't avoid subjects, just tell it the way it is. So that's what we do as well. And we try to be edgy and a little provocative at some point. And last but not least, our content always has to be educational in some sort of way. So that's, I think, a few things that says a lot about us. Further, I'm not sure if it's a superpower, but it's very important to us, and that's diversity, as well as a focus on non-educated families. And the reason is in Holland, and I'm afraid in a lot of other places as well, but also in Holland, the gap between rich and poor is pretty big, and it's growing. And we know that media has an influence to improve that. So we have a strong belief that with our content that we can reduce the gap and contribute to more equal opportunities. So it's not a superpower, but it's something that we work very hard for. I would like to name two titles for that. One is Teenage Boss. It is a reality program in which teenagers learn how to deal with money by taking control of their parents' wages. And the reason I think it really works is because it is really funny. So those teenagers just get themselves into situations, like some spend everything within 1 week, and especially on candies and jump in squares and whatever, nothing that is really useful. But others are really, really keen on saving for something big, and they let their entire family eat dry spaghetti without a sauce for over a week. That really happens. So you can imagine it's just a lot of fun to watch. The children are from all over the Netherlands, so it's big families, small families, rich, not families with not that much money. They are very cheeky. They are very creative the way they deal with the money, and very stubborn as well. And I think that a lot of children, by that they can identify themselves with the teenagers, and in that way also learn a lot about how to deal with money. So it's humorous and it's educational. So that one really works for us. And the second title I would like to name is Stung, Bitten, Burned. And that's a program in which two hosts put themselves to the test, and they let themselves get stung, bitten, and burned by animals and insects from our own backyard. The reason is to learn more about the animals, and in the end know, do you have to be afraid of them? Do you have to be afraid of the wasp or the bee or whatever animal? And I think this program is really the best way to put information and fun together, because the chemistry between those hosts is absolutely fantastic. Their fear of being stung and bitten is very funny to watch. And that in combination with a doctor that's there and a biologist who tell everything you need to know about the animals and about the possible wounds that she takes care of, it makes it a perfect mix between fun, excitement, and education. So it's very popular as well. It's an YouTube only program, and it's a big favorite with a lot of children. So I wanted to name that one as well. Like I said, we are quite new on the children program, so we're trying to discover what works and what doesn't work. Most important, of course, is that we want to be relevant for children and, if possible, also for the parents. So we want to make content that's educational, that's exciting, that inspires, entertains, and sometimes calls to action as well. I said that before as well, but we think diversity is very important and we want to be accessible for all kids. So any program that involves all of the above is next for our audience. Well, I think it's the easy way. Just send me an email with a small summary of what the idea is about, so we can see if it fits BNNVARA and our needs. And if it does, I think we should set up a Teams or Zoom meeting to see how we can work together and make the program work. In Holland, we have quite a complicated broadcasting system. We have the NPO, that is the big umbrella. Underneath, we have 14 broadcasters, and the broadcasters represent the public through members. But everything we air, we need to have a go from the NPO as well. So if you pitch an idea with us, we still have to convince the NPO as well. But we're doing that a long time already, and we're pretty good at it. So it's nothing to worry about, but it's good to know that there's two people to be convinced when you pitch with BNNVARA.